Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Couch Crunch Podcast. I'm your host Nick, and on this episode, I have my co-host Don here with me. We're actually going to be covering She-Hulk. And basically, on this episode, we're just going to be talking about like obviously, it seems like this series already has had a lot of backlash since its release, and then we can kind of talk about some of the pros and cons on that. Go ahead, Don.
Oh yeah, what's up, everybody? It's down here. Yeah, definitely is a lot of controversy surrounding this series. Negative opinions and back and forth from different communities, but we're gonna get into it.
All right, Don, you want to kind of start us off on that?
Oh yeah, sure. So with She-Hulk, I'm not too familiar with She-Hulk. I always known of She-Hulk, from past. It always seemed like the old comic books of her. And things being related from the Hulk series and everything, but I never really known too much about her outside of like her being like a more comedic version of like what the Hulk serious tone is, like a contrast to that. And she's like more of a intelligent version of what the Hulk was. That's the most I known outside of her the surface level stuff I known of who she was.
Yeah, I remember. I don't have too much information on She-Hulk as well because we've never would have seen the day that this character in particular would have had have gotten its own series. You know what I mean? You go back and think like back in like the early 2000s or even when the Avengers were around, when those films were around, I don't know, at this point it's like any character in Marvel can actually have their own series nowadays. Not saying it's a bad thing, it's just like this is something like it is kind of surprising that it was actually getting its own series. I don't really have too much like knowledge on the character per se. But I mean, I can kind of see why the series already had gotten a lot of backlash. It was just like, and I think I read some of them on IMDb as well. Like, I think one of them was like the CGI looks kind of cheap. I'm guessing the production value is cheap. The story itself already was kind of like, I guess like kind of wonky. Because again, like it already takes place. I'm not sure exactly what time period it takes place between like the movies or, the series itself. I mean, Hulk is in it. Obviously, he needs to be in it, but I think the story is kind of wonky already because of like how she gotten her powers, which is I mean, if you haven't seen the series yet, we probably should have said that in the introduction. Definitely, yeah. We're definitely going to spoil a lot of things for the next two episodes that just came out because I think the newest episode 2, just dropped today. So, if you guys haven't got a chance to really watch it, we definitely recommend you guys stop this episode and go check it out before anything. But we're just going to go ahead and just kind of spoil it for everyone. But how she really got her powers on there, I just don't agree with like how she really received the powers from Hulk because I think they were just like driving from I guess like and well, let's start from the beginning, right? Like I think this character, I don't even know her real name. I'm terrible with names, but she happens to be the cousin of Hulk, David Banner. I know that much of like those two relationships. I know that much that they've always been like cousins. I do know that, but I didn't know like the way that she gotten her powers was basically like in the series, it's like they were driving from somewhere and they gotten into a car accident, flipped over they was falling down a mountain because I think they were driving on a mountain. They flipped off the mountain and due to the car accident, like I think like David Banner had actually cut his arm, and he had like a cut in his arm, and she happened to cut her arm at the exact same specific spot, I'm guessing. And, his blood, like the way that after when they were toppling down the mountain and they finally came to a stop, she fell on top of him. And then, their cuts basically touched and she absorbed his powers from that. That to me, I was like, I wasn't with it. I was just like, I don't know, because in the comic book, obviously, like I said, like, how TV shows are always trying to, or even movies, they're always trying to add its own type of taste onto the story. That's, that's all well and said and done. It just has to be done a little, correctly. You know what I mean? I mean, that's all I personally want for movies and stuff like that. It's okay to, try to add your own way of doing things with the franchise, or like even the story of whatever if it's a specific character, it's okay to bend it a little bit, but at the same time, it's kind of like, let's be realistic here, or let's be a little more, in that way of receiving the power, it was kind of dumb to me. You know what I mean? I just didn't get it. It just made more sense if she was, she didn't need to be a scientist, but it would have been more better to receive if she was like, if it was an accident or something like that. You know what I mean? Like if she happened to be like, I don't know, like in a lab or something like that. Like if it accident, like with David Banner, it didn't have to be the same story, but it would have been more understanding. Like if that happened, I think that's what happened in the comic book. It definitely didn't happen like that. So the way that she received the powers was kind of like, and I think that was like one of the backlashes that they were getting on the comments, Yeah,
because in the comic book it says that she received it through like an emergency blood transfusion from her cousin. So it was like a different scenario.
So in that sense, it just seemed like it was like a life or death situation, and he kind of had to do what he had to do to kind of save her. And that makes more sense, right? Like if that was the case, with this being happening, like her life wasn't like I mean, it was a tragic situation, but it was like she wasn't dying from it. She just got into an accident. She got injured and damaged, but she wasn't going to die from that situation. It was kind of dumb.
It's like it was just like a blood transaction switch over from who was in the car with her, and it just system.
I mean, and like you said before, like she's always had been. I know that much. Like She-Hulk itself, like herself, has always been not like her knowledge of like, it has been a lot more advanced more than Hulk. I don't understand like his personalities and stuff like that with him having to always battle like the Hulk, because there's like two personalities with him. But eventually, after a while, he managed to overpower the other mind, the other personality, that's not bad. I mean, honestly, it's not bad, but at the same time, it's like we all, especially growing up in the early 2000s, like it was like, watching Hulk and even the animated series, animated movies, or even the old Hulk movies, like the 2003 movie it was terrible, but at least that, it was Hulk.
Right.
The Incredible Hulk in 2008 with Edward Norton, like that was the Hulk that we all known. So I mean, this new Hulk, it's nobody really. I don't personally like him like that. I like him to go on a rampage and stuff like that. That to me, I've always enjoyed that type of Hulk. That's what brings me to him. You know what I mean? As far as liking his character,
and everything. But I do know, like in the older comics, it is like a time like farther in his storyline where he goes to the Hulk planet and they're like more intelligent. I do know that much. So.
Yeah, and I remember there was a comic book, like there is a whole series on there. Like as far as the comic books, I know like when he goes to the Hulk planet, yeah, like you said, like they're more intelligent. I think they show him like, how to really control his anger, and I'm not sure if like that is the specific point in his life where he actually starts to become more stabilized with how to control the Hulk, but. Like that was like a whole story itself. But with her, she's always been like knowledgeable of like what's going on, like, so I mean that's why it was kind of expected for her to like know how to control it when she first turned into the Hulk. That part wasn't, I mean, that part was understandable. I wasn't like really upset at that part. It's just like the first episode was kind of like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't really like as anticipated as I'm guessing, like as I thought it was going to be. I don't know. Like it's very comedic, which is again, that's basically how Marvel is actually going towards these days with the new generation. It's kind of hard to, especially from our era where we were so used to like Marvel kind of being a little more serious. There was always jokes and fun times to enjoy. But it was always like a serious take on the movies that we watched. Like even if it was Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, X-Men, Incredible Hulk, like those movies were very serious back in them times. And then when Disney took control of that, like I said, like it's just been a different world. They've done well as far as the Avengers and stuff like that. But after the Avengers, it's kind of been like more comedic and towards like the younger audience. You know what I mean?
Right. You don't got that balance between having those serious moments and then having that humor in there, like a mixture. It's just mostly humor nowadays. It seems like they're trying to aim for.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, it's been kind of difficult for me to take it in, but I mean at the same time, I'm such a Marvel fan, so it's like I'm willing to still accept the changes that have been drastically changed through Marvel, and especially like it's going through its new phase. I think we're going into like phase 5, I think.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like all the shows are starting to intertwine, especially with Miss Marvel being in the what is it, the Miss Marvel Captain Marvel movies. I think she's going to be in the next Miss Marvel movie. I think they're called the Miss Marvels. I'm not sure what the movie is called, but I know she's coming out with a movie next year. She-Hulk. We don't know. We have to wait for the series to wrap up, but there's a lot of intertwining, especially I think Agatha is supposed to come out this, I don't know if it's this year. I think I haven't gotten any release date of Agatha. I don't know. As far as everything else that's kind of been lining up, it's going to be that's the part I'm excited for, is to see like what exactly, how is this going to pair up towards like the Avengers. I'm not really like deep into like the stories and stuff like that, as far as like what is it like. I'm hearing like, especially I forgot what I think my buddy Ramirez said. He said it was going into like it's like a series from a comic book back in like the 70s. I don't know which series it was, but apparently that's where it's headed. I could be wrong. Don't quote me, guys. But I mean, it's fun, it's exciting. And like I said, it's even though with the drastic changes, it's like I still always want to see where Marvel is going. But with this series in particular, with She-Hulk, episode 1 was kind of like, it did introduce the character. It showed us how she got her powers. It's just kind of weird, especially her seeing the one thing I really don't like is that that's something new, that she talks into the camera. Like she looks, yep. She looks directly into the camera and she talks into the camera, like she's talking from third person, and that's new. Like I've never seen that in Marvel. As far
like Deadpool, I know Deadpool does that a lot.
Yeah, Deadpool does that a lot. But that for his character, that's kind of expected, and especially, but not for like She-Hulk. Like that, I don't know. It's kind of weird, Like I don't know, the way it's done in this series, it's kind of weird. But for Deadpool, he's a very comedic guy. He's known to break fourth walls. Like his character has always been like that, especially in the comic books. So it's kind of expected, but for She-Hulk, that's what I'm saying. It was kind of weird. Like she talks into the camera, and it's I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that part.
Yeah.
Maybe for everybody else out there that's enjoying the series, but I'm just speaking my opinion on that. What about you?
Right. Well, I know I was reading up on there a little bit, even though I didn't read the comics. I seen like a couple of things of saying that she does speak like third person in the comics as well, because it's like really comedic as far as like the comics and everything. So I think that's probably where they got it from.
Oh, I didn't even know that she did that in the comic books, because that's what I'm saying. Like I really wasn't like she's not like the most known character. Well, she is known, but I'm saying like that's not somebody I was always excited to see her, on the big screen or even, as a TV series. So it was like, that's what I'm saying. Like for us, it's good because at least like it gives people a chance to really, if you're not liking the series, at least you can go back and read the comic books. The fact that she's on, that she has a TV series, it is putting her character out there for people to really go and read about her now. You know what I mean? That's the benefit of her being on the spotlight. But as far as pertaining to like I said, like pertaining to the actual character, they took some traits from it, of course, but it's just done like not the best. That's why I'm guessing it's gotten a lot of bad ratings.
Right. I've seen a lot of people, with the whole feminist thing. They're going based off of with that too. It's not like that.
I mean, it's not, to me, the feminine situation is like that. To me, I don't think that that's a problem. I'm more than comfortable with, it's She-Hulk. You know what I mean? Like, of course, it's it's supposed to be a female. But I'm guessing like you said, I'm guessing like that's the problem with people having like, we're seeing too many female protagonists in movies and TV series. I mean, like I said, it's to me, I don't see it as a big deal. It could be overdoing it sometimes with certain things, but like I said, I mean, it's a good, specifically for this series. It is done. It's just not done well. That's the main thing I can say. It's not done well. And it's not the actor's fault for sure. Because I think that's why a lot of people were saying that too. There was like, it's a shame because like she's such an amazing actor and is kind of wasted on this like, shitty work. Like, you know what I mean? Like the shitty series. But episode 2 was really more, I would say, better. Because what the interesting thing was, I mean, I might skip a little towards the end because that was like the most interesting part. We will still go over details of like episode 2. But for details of the entire episode, but at least towards the end of the episode, it was actually nice to see, and this was like really surprising to me, was seeing Abomination. The actual Abomination that was actually taken from the Incredible Hulk in 2008. That was crazy. I didn't expect him to be, obviously he's like the main enemy for the Hulk. So it was kind of like expected to see him not on She-Hulk though. That was what blew my mind. You know what I mean? I was like, I wasn't expecting him to be on She-Hulk's, because I'm thinking like she has her own lineup as far as her own villains that she deals with, I think. Because I think Abomination's only meant for like Hulk. So it was interesting. It was not expected to like see him in this series, but it was a surprise. But it was cool to see him though at the same time, because I was like, wow, he's been, we know that he was taken away, in the Incredible Hulk. He didn't kill him. He almost killed him. He should have killed him. We know he was taken away by the government, but this entire time he's been locked up. Obviously, as time went by, that was 2008. It was almost like what, literally almost a decade ago. Well, it has been almost a decade, I think. Yeah. So almost 2 decades. No. That's going a little more, but it's been a long time, basically. And so it was not. It was nice to see. It was nice to see him back in the spotlight. You know what I mean? Like, because it was like, oh shit, like he's been locked up this entire time, which was cool to see. Obviously he's portraying, he's betraying the audience to show that he has changed because he wants to get out and he wants to get free. But that wasn't the case. He clearly was, like still the same person because he still was like on this destruction towards the end of the episode. So it was like, whoa, you know what I mean? So it was like, it was crazy to see him like still like, and the craziest part too, which I thought it was even crazier was that, we seen him in human form, right? So I was like, oh shit, like, like how did he get the time to? I thought, as far as Abomination goes, like if you watch, I'm guessing if you go back into the comic books, like I don't ever remember him having the ability to transform, like revert to being human and then turning into the Abomination. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think he actually had the ability to do that. So that's something very interesting. Like the fact that he can he can control it now as far as knowing when he can change and not change. You know what I'm? It's crazy.
Right.
So
I was wondering too if like, is it like a common thing where the Hawk's enemies cross over to the She-Hulk's enemies? Like, do they both of those?
That's what I'm saying. I don't really know because this is my first time really diving into like her story. You know what I mean? Like, I am gonna try to at least look up some comic books and try to dive more into like her character. But I mean that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people really don't have as like, I know She-Hulk is really like a big character in the Marvel series, the Marvel universe, but it's like I said, like she's not the biggest one out there, like as far as the Hulk, like people would like go towards the Hulk more than She-Hulk. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at least this gives us an opportunity to really, like I said before, is like it'll give everyone an opportunity to go and actually learn about her origins and stuff like that, and who is her actual villains and who she fights. I don't know if they cross like that, but that's what I'm saying. I'm guessing that was cool that they actually went back. They dipped back into way back there into into the Incredible Hulk movie and pulled somebody that's been off camera for almost like 2 decades. Like it's been a while.
Yeah, that's cool that they put that Easter egg in there.
Yeah.
Crossover from, they pulled a reference from the old Hulk. That's cool.
I mean, because I remember when that movie ended, I thought it was actually going to be, I thought it was actually going to continue because I remember that guy. I never knew who he was supposed to be when his blood dripped, or when the Abomination's blood dripped on his head, and in the Incredible Hulk film. I don't know what exactly was he supposed to be, but I'm thinking like he would, there was supposed to be another, a sequel to that movie. I'm guessing they never got around to do it. I know Tony Stark was in it towards the end of the credits.
Yeah, because I was always wondering why it suddenly cut off right there, and then they just started a new generation of Marvel movies, and they made a new Hulk.
Well, no, it wasn't a new generation. It was it was continuing from Iron Man. Because after Iron Man, that's when he, Tony was like he was scouting out each hero to form the Avengers. You know what I mean? Right. So,
no, I can't for that, like the Incredible Hulk, the one before in 2008.
Yeah, because I think because I think Iron Man came out that same year.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, the first Iron Man. Yeah, 2008.
Okay. Okay, I thought it was after. Okay.
No. Yeah, no. The Iron Man came out first, but within that same year, and then that's when the Incredible Hulk came out later that year.
That's even weirder than like.
Yeah.
scrapped that Hulk, and then they replaced him with the Hulk of the Avengers.
I don't know. Look, did you not see the Hulk from 2003?
Yeah, but they scrapped him like 2 times, and then they did it again. It's like, what was the deal with that?
I don't know. Maybe they just wanted a new. Like they were trying to shape him into like a different. I don't know. They didn't. I'm guessing the Edward Norton Hulk was not good enough. Even though I think he was. It looked great for its time. I thought it was great, man. I remember watching that movie so many times. I loved that one. So I don't know, like.
Right.
Not to say like the actor who's the Hulk now is not good, but I'm just saying he still could have done that role.
Oh, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's up with the sudden stop? But I guess something happened with the actor or something.
Yeah, but the 2003 one, I don't know, man. We was fighting dogs in that one.
Yeah, I don't blame him for scrapping that version. He was extra green and extra fat. And
he was extra fat. Like we know, like they were on the train of like telling his origins, but some of it was kind of like added. Some shit was like kind of added onto there that was like, okay, I don't even know if that was part of the comic books. It may have. I have no idea. I just never remember Hulk actually just fighting 3 dogs. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I didn't know too much about it.
Yeah, we all know that. We all know he could be super quick. Because he had it's it's one of his abilities and stuff. He can run really fast. He gets stronger each time that he gets damaged. So we know all that, but it was kind of like what was with the dogs, though? It's like my man was, I don't know what the hell was going on with that.
Right. Yeah, they was all extra buff just like him, and they took the same chemicals he had. It was just a mess.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I mean, as far as like not really. As far as like I said, like the series is not. It's with the second episode, it just seemed like it was kind of like it was better. It was it was going better as far as adding him. I was happy with that, But towards the beginning of the second episode, I mean, she was fired because she was fired from because she's a lawyer, right? Like she that's what she does. She's a lawyer, attorney of offense, and whatever the case is. She enjoys her career. Because again, like, that's the part that I do like about the, at least it's telling it from, the human aspect of things as far as like, ever since that she has gotten these powers, it's been difficult for her to live her own personal life. I mean, it's pretty much a life changer at that point, right? Like you really don't get back your own life. And Hulk has said that to her. It's like you can kind of let go. You have to let go of everything before you became this superhero. You know what I mean? Because like you don't have the same lifestyle. And she's aware of it, but that's it sucks that we get to see this character go through a lot. Because it is a lot to take in, especially the world not really knowing how to. Because in this episode, when she was having difficulties with finding a job, because actually she was let go of her job in the first episode, in the second episode, because of what happened in the first one, because it was I forgot that one of the enemies or something like that. It broke it was like a villain that had broke into she was actually in the middle of a trial. And one of the villains had broke in and was actually trying to damage the courthouse, and she had to become She-Hulk to stop her, which she did.
Oh,
but
right.
They did that right in front of all, the public eye. Obviously, it's always going to be in front of the public eye, but it happened inside the courthouse, which I'm guessing that made the law firm, the company who hired her, not want to participate in that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's just very dangerous. to be around. It's hard. So, that's why they had no choice but to let her go.
Oh,
Yeah, and that was kind of sad for her because again, like she knows how to control her powers. Rough, like she is good with that, but not fully. You know what I mean? I'm guessing not fully because I feel like she does well at it, but she can go off the hinges. She can potentially lose her shit.
oh yeah.
And that's why I'm saying like she's done training with the Hulk, but it was not enough. That's why he wanted to spend more time with her to make sure she was fully trained and knows how to control her powers. She refused that because, obviously she was like, look, I'm no offense, but I'm a woman and, like it's more, it's not the same scenario for me than it is for you. I mean, it's not the same scenario as to what you went through with your situation. Clearly, she was like, I have this under control. So she was really more confident in the fact that she had more control over her own powers. You know what I mean? And that's fine, but she didn't really take enough time to really train. She did train, but not enough training. So, yeah.
See.
So it was kind of like, she still has a hand on it. Like she still has a handle on like the powers and knowing when to not use them. But it's she didn't really take time to really study her combat skills and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And
right.
like, or even controlling when she can, when she gets out, like, cause it gets triggered by anger. It gets triggered by a lot of different emotions.
Right.
But which I was shocked about when she did get let go in episode 2. I thought that she was actually gonna, get mad because she just got fired because of that. But it was kind of sad to see the character kind of go through, a tragic, like not tragic, but a difficult situation in that, being let go from their job. She's worked years and years to get there. All them times of going through law school, and it was hard. You know what I mean? So pretty much like seeing her go through them type of things, that type of situation, it was kind of difficult. But it was interesting. You know what I mean? I think like telling it through the series does a good job with kind of, telling us, like showing us what the character is going through because of like who she is. You know what I mean? I think that's done a little better than everything else. Like the CGI is not the greatest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the thing I want to touch on too. Actually, the actor that plays as She-Hulk, I believe her name is Ginger Gonzala.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
But yeah, she the actress that plays She-Hulk. She actually had a comment on a lot of the backlash, and I feel like she tackled it appropriately because she's pretty much saying like, yeah, the fans are really passionate about our series on the Marvel, and she really respects the feedback and she really wants to improve on the next upcoming series that she's going to be in and everything. And I thought that was an appropriate way to, tackle that situation.
Oh yeah, because it's really not her fault. You know what I mean? And I don't think that it would be right for people to really put that kind of pressure on her. It's not really your doing. You're doing an excellent job with leading this role, and you're and being a figure of not just a powerful woman, but it's just like the way you're kind of executing the character. And yeah, that's about it. I think you're doing a phenomenal job with this character. It's not just, it's not on you if it's done badly. You know what I mean? It's the story itself, the writing, the story, the writing, the production. It's a lot of things that a lot of other people have kind of like, this show's not going to go far. It's got bad ratings. It might not even get like it's these series might not, like a lot of these series are not really going to get like a second season because again, it's just one season just to kind of tell Well, I mean, I can't say that because I think Loki's supposed to get a season 2.
Yeah.
But you see the pattern here. Like majority of the Disney series from Marvel, it's kind of like one and done. You know what I mean? Because like it's just one, and then they're moving on to the next series because of, I'm guessing, how much is they're trying to, like, first off they're trying to make sure like everyone's on the same track as far as like where this is going for the phase 5. Like I said, this is going to be a bigger picture. So I feel like they're not going to just keep staying on these series and just keep adding more seasons onto them. Instead of, like, why do that when you're trying to make movies out of them? That's why these series are in place, to just introduce the character, talk about them, and then move on. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and it's interesting too. Like in some of the comics in She-Hulk later on, she's actually introduced into the Avengers as well. So I wonder if they're gonna take that approach later on too. I thought that's interesting as well.
So I mean, I feel bad because at the same time, it's like it's not on her. You know, she didn't. I mean, that was a good approach on, you know, talking to the public. That was cool, but I wouldn't put that. No, you're good. I wouldn't put that pressure on her like that. You know.
Yeah, and even later on in that interview that she did, she was saying that she recognized that the CG wasn't that good up to par. So they said they're gonna really try to fix that later, later down the line. So I thought it's good to see like a company, or at least people within the company, is recognizing the flaws and not just brushing it under the rug as they typically do.
Yeah, but it's as much as people want to complain, it's also going to be a situation where it's like you can't please everybody. You know, like I get Marvel fans always want to make sure that, you know, they're doing the best the best that they can do. The production needs to be the highest. You know what I mean? Like that's all well and said, but it's you know, even if they fix the minor issues with what they're complaining about, it's like people are still going to find other things to complain about, right? So it's like there's never satisfying everyone. You know, like.
But it's always good to, fix the flaws that you do see that's obvious. So yeah. I give them kudos with that at least.
Yeah, but it's like, what would be the next wave of complaints? You know what I mean? Like, it's because I feel like they'll go and fix it, make it better, whatever the case is, but then they'll still find other things to complain about.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's like justified criticism, or is it just people talking shit? That's how I see it. It's like,
yeah. I'm saying the CGI, yes, I agree with the CGI needs to be a little improved. It not that much, but it's just the character, the way that that her CGI is for the character. I'm guessing that's the main thing that they're talking about. It's kind of bad. It is. But it is bad, but it's like if you enhance it just a little bit, I'm guessing, I don't know, touch it up a little bit. It's like it's not that big. Like I'm complaining. Like it is bad, but it's like it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just look at it like this. Small things are not like, these are kind of small errors, but it's like, just go ahead and give us more episodes. I'd say worry about the story more than the cosmetics is what I would say.
Yeah,
you know,
I just like she took a different approach from where the lady that plays I forget her name, Captain Marvel. She was like, she had more of an attitude, and she was like she was insulting the audience more than like trying to hear them out. I feel like that was a more appropriate, professional approach from what She-Hulk actress did. Yeah. I just like that.
I didn't wait. Captain, wait. So wait. So, say it one more time. Is it Miss Marvel actually? You said
Miss Marvel. Well,
what, the young girl, right? The one who played Carmella?
Oh no, not her. Captain Marvel.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, the one that had
her movie came out. Oh yeah.
Around that time when the movie came out, and people was complaining about that. And,
why not? That movie was good though. It was good.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't agree with like the writing and the direction of it, and yeah, she kind of just went off on them, and just I don't think
Damn.
that's a professional approach. It's like,
No, and well, no, especially for you being the an actor and a leading role, you're never supposed to really. I mean, you have the right to address like certain things, but it's like, it doesn't look good on your part because then also you have to keep in mind like you don't even know if other production companies, yeah, if this doesn't work for you, you can go and work on other projects, and it's like they're not going to want you because of that, you know.
right,
Um, like I said, it's a certain way on how you address things. That's my biggest advice to anybody who, if you have a problem with the way the public is saying, like you can word it, a lot more professionally. It's not don't attack it like you're talking on the street or something, because it's like then that puts a bad image in your in as you and as a whole, and then it's like obviously now people know that they can get underneath your skin.
right.
So it's like you
Sure,
gotta
yeah,
yeah, you gotta be mindful of those things. But
yeah.
I mean, like I said, man, I mean, I think I like where the series is going. I mean, I just because it is like the very first episode, like I said, it was just basically just really introducing the character and how to really control her powers. Uh, but like I said, I mean, it's the second episode with it coming out just because for me it's just because that just the main reason I feel like that I like it is because like I said, it was cool that they brought in a character, a villain that I actually like. I thought that was cool, and I want to know where it's actually going to be heading.
Yeah. Curious to see where they could take it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it, man?
Oh yeah, I'm still open to watching it and seeing where it goes and how it wraps up and everything. I really like to see if it intertwines with Hulk's story as well, and see if it's like as you said, they introduced that character from the past movie, and to see to really get to know who She-Hulk is and what she's about. Outside of the surface level things you see of her,
Yeah.
and just hope for also those improvements as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and with Hulk, I believe in this episode too, because she called them, and basically to yeah, I'm guessing just to make sure, like, if he was comfortable with her working on that case as far as getting him free. Apparently, like, he sent Hulk like a letter like months in advance before this episode, I'm guessing, in the storyline, saying that he's changed. He apologizes for all the the history that they had together. So it was kind of like it's kind of confusing. I was like, oh shit, like maybe he has changed. And towards the end, like you just see him going rampage and shit on like the cops. I was like, damn, he just lied, like
No.
and I don't know. It was kind of weird that so after the character has been fired from her firm, they actually decided to rehire her, the same one, rehire her, but they wanted her to still take the approach as She-Hulk. Like every time that she's on a trial, like working with somebody, they want her to be She-Hulk.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of weird. Like it was like, what? Like, like there's got to be a reason why they want that. I feel like this is like some sort of setup, and especially that her first case that they assigned her was Abomination.
Oh, right.
So that's why I was like, whoa, what's going on here? Like there's got to be a reason. I mean, it's cool to see like a superhero, I'm guessing fighting for, people who are that, possibly need a second chance on life, or, just fighting like, fighting rights and stuff like that, as far as, in a trial. I mean, that's cool to see an approach like that, especially we've never seen that in Marvel before. Especially on the law side of things. But it to me, it was kind of weird to see that she was, just taken back like that. after being fired and saying like, oh, well, we want you to be She-Hulk like all the time. Like every case you work, we want you to be She-Hulk. Why are you doing that? It's like, that's kind of, whoa, buddy. Like, I don't know. It's kind of feels like a setup here.
Oh yeah, it does sound like that. It's leading to something.
So that's the main reason why I feel like it just feels shocking to me. You know, I feel like that's what I'm saying. A lot of this series can actually go really far. Like,
Yeah, I could probably even see like one of the Avengers make an appearance in there too.
well, I mean, you got
Falcon.
like besides Hulk, I guess. Like,
Yeah, like people are like the Falcon or something like that, or any of those side characters. You know,
and it was
I could
weird too because while Hulk was having this conversation with her on the phone, saying like, you know, how Abomination has changed. We seen him on like a ship, like he was in a spaceship. And then when they were talking and he was saying, "Look, I gotta go" and stuff, you just see the spaceship just take off. It goes in like to hyperspace mode or something like that. It goes like it warps into like the space, and it's kind of like where is he going? You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, what's going on here, man? Like, you know, like there's a lot. You know, that's the main reason why I love Marvel. There's always secrets and Easter eggs. Like that's always leading up to things. So I
Who
don't know.
knows?
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There could be a lot going on here, man.
Yeah, or you might see Mr. Fantastic in there too, because also that's another thing too. She-Hulk in the comic book. She used to have crossovers with the Four as well, and like team up with them as well. So who knows? Maybe the Fantastic Four members might make an appearance as well. They could do a lot with this if they really
Yeah.
wanted to. If they
And
want to go
I
based up the
and I
comic.
forget like what's supposed to be the next series after this. I don't know, right? Like I don't know when the next Marvel series is supposed to drop.
Right.
I think Wakanda Forever is probably like the next Marvel movie that's supposed to come out, I think in November, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the last one for this year. The Wakanda.
Oh no. I think we're supposed to get this the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think we're supposed to get that holiday special series. I don't know. I feel like we're missing one though. I feel like there's supposed to be one because that's a big gap. Like, because I believe this one. I believe this series will finish out because how many episodes they usually roughly? I think there's like 10, right? No, I think there's like I think there's like 10, right? Usually 10.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's how the other series they
Oh
just
well then yeah, that might be the next one because I believe this series will probably get us through probably probably the end of September or the beginning of October. You know, because it's every week, it's every Thursday, right?
yeah, stretch out. So like
Yeah, and we're only on episode 2, so I want to say probably the beginning of October we might, or even the end of September we might finish up the series.
yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's one right after this though. I could be wrong though. I feel like the next one would be Guardians of the Galaxy, but yeah, man. I mean, like I said, it's interesting. It's interesting. It would have been cool to see her on like Planet Hulk though. You know.
Yeah, that's another thing I was about to say. I wonder if they're gonna introduce like that whole world too, since both of them are in the series. Hulk and Shield.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool to
that
intertwine
would
that.
be cool as
Yeah,
fuck. Damn, I really wish I would have dived into like who's her villains. I think she has a lot too, but I don't know.
yeah, yeah. She does like a lot of crossovers from when I'm reading up on her the comics and everything. Came out in 1980, her first one.
Uh, yeah, man. I
Yeah,
mean, like I said, I mean, I know it's getting a lot of backlash, but you know, like I said, just I would still give it a chance. You know, just give it a chance and see where it goes. You know, that rating can actually get bumped up. You know, it's probably still going to get some backlash, but you know that I believe like the series has potential to go somewhere. No offense, but you know, a lot of people probably enjoyed Miss Marvel. I personally just got bored of it. I didn't even finish it.
uh-huh.
Um, it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of was boring to me. I didn't finish it, but I heard it was Captain Marvel made her appearance in the last episode. So that was cool, but with this one, like I said, I don't see myself really getting boring with this series. I think this one can do a little better than Miss Marvel, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hope to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. What do
Do
you
better.
what do you feel like this series might actually who do you feel like that might make an appearance on the last episode though? Because I feel like they might do that, just like how they've been doing that for a lot of other series.
Right. Yeah, I can see them doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could probably see like, that's a good question.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm like, I don't know. That just popped in my head. I was like, who would they put in there?
Yeah, I could probably see like one of the Fantastic Four. I'm just gonna throw that curveball out there because I really feel like they're trying to set up for the next Fantastic Four as well.
We need a new one, man. Because
ever since they came Mr. Fantastic and the Doctor Strange movie in there, so I feel like they're trying to set that up now. Ever since he made a reappearance and everything.
Listen, damn. What is it? John Kranowski? I always have a hard time pronouncing his last name. He did a better job than fucking the actual Fantastic Four, especially the look. Which one would Michael B. Jordan was on there?
Dear God, I try to forget it.
Yeah, man, that was look. Let's all be honest here. I believe that one was not the greatest, man. Like that shit was terrible.
Yeah. My lord. All the other Fantastic Four wasn't that good either, but it's like that one in particular, it's just fuck, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, we need another one for sure.
And please don't give it to Sony and just direct it. Oh my gosh, bro. You know what it is, but
Don's like, yo, listen, the movies on Sony's track record, man, from Marvel, it just hasn't been the greatest.
Jesus.
I don't know. Venom was not that bad. To me, it wasn't that bad. But as far as, Morbius? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I think the universe agrees on that one.
Yeah. I really wanted to do it, to say, I remember wanting to do an episode on that. Just kind of wanted to talk about, just like, what did people thought about that? But I don't know. I remember I just got to the scene where he was actually just dodging the bullets, and I was like, "Look, man, what are we in the Matrix?" You know what I mean? Like I was just like, "What is going on here?" It was just done badly. Like
it's a Morbius,
and then we're supposed to be getting a part 2, is what the rumor, is rumored.
Oh man, good luck making that money back.
I mean, the first one flopped. I don't understand why make another film if the first one didn't do good.
Things where it was already in production and they already like rushed to do the second one, and then they can't turn back now.
Yeah. But I think I agree with you. I want to say who would I really would put in there. See, I don't know, man. That's such what you said. It was actually a good choice, but I don't know.
It says she's also crosses over with the Defenders too. We haven't seen them in a while. Like,
I haven't seen anything of them. Yeah.
I know Disney recently brought them, so Netflix doesn't own it anymore, so they could do something with the Defenders now. But wondering what they're gonna do with that.
I know this probably will make me sound terrible, but who's on the Defenders? Is that like I think that is that Luke Cage and the Punisher and Jessica Jones and stuff. They're all the Defenders, right?
Yep. And there's another one that does Kung Fu. I forget his name, but
Iron Fist.
Yeah, Iron Fist.
Yeah. Wait, is Daredevil on there?
I know he makes an appearance in like some of them. Yeah, I think he's part of that.
Oh. I was like, wait, who's the Defenders again? I don't know. That's I don't know if they will make a reappearance in the She-Hulk though. I don't know, man. There's so many possibilities. I don't know like who would line up with that perfectly, because I feel like it's not just gonna line up as far as like as far as like having one of the I'm guessing like one of the main villains from the Hulk series or whatever the case is. I don't think it's gonna line up like that. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a really big lineup. But that's why I'm saying, like, I think with Hulk being in space, maybe he's actually going to Planet Hulk.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking when you said that too. I was like, I wonder if he's going to go to Planet Hulk or bump into the Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that.
Yeah, like when he just flew off into space, man, that just left me with so many questions.
Or maybe Thor may make an appearance. Who knows?
Nah, I didn't even see the end credits for Thor: Love and Thunder, but it was. That movie was not that bad. It just wasn't the greatest.
Okay. Yeah, I never catched it, but I thought I'd check it out when it comes on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it should be on there pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you, man. I'm just gonna leave it anonymous for right now. I don't know, because I don't want to say like who do I think, because I know it's gonna be completely wrong. I want to leave that door open to see like who could it be. I want to be surprised. So I would say like just I'll leave it anonymous for right now, and then maybe then when we finally get our answer, then we can kind of talk more on it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next couple of episodes for the series for sure. I don't think it's 10 though. I think it's like 7. Because I'm trying to think like how many episodes usually do they get? I think it's like 7. I don't think it's like a full 10. I think it's like 7. It's not a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I think because what was WandaVision? How many episodes did that have?
I think that had like 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that had like 10. Hold on, I got you right now.
Yeah, I know that was pretty long, not too long, but I think it was around 10. I believe, and also the other series, it's kind of drawn on a blank. It's a guy from
yeah. See, WandaVision got like 9. Miss Marvel had got 6. See, that's what I'm saying. See, Miss Marvel got like 6. What was the one before that? Moon Knight. I think that got like 6. They got 6. That's what I'm saying. I knew I wasn't lying. So I feel like with this one, it might not even go that far. It might even just do 6 as well. So we're already on episode 2. So we got a couple weeks out to really, find out more on this series. But I'm guessing it all really depends on how much they have, to talk about She-Hulk. And I'm guessing that depends on like how the ratings are doing. If it's doing shitty, like they're not going to go. It's not going to go far.
Yeah. Well, I know this, that they most likely. Well, I know they already finished all the episodes, of course, but it's just for them to have a sequel. That's what it all depends if it's doing well or not.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see what happens on the next couple episodes, and we'll definitely talk about it once the series wraps up. We just wanted to do an episode, just really talking about how this series has gotten a lot of hate. And it's on, while it's receiving a lot of hate, at the same time, there's things to consider. So we, hopefully we were able to like tackle a couple of things of that nature in this episode. And yeah, I think that brings us to our conclusion. Don, do you have anything else to add on this episode?
No, that's about it. I just hope for the best for the series. I don't want Disney to ruin the Marvel franchise. That's the one thing I don't want to see. So I hope for the best.
Yeah, we're still Marvel fans at the end of the day. We just want to see it be well, like just leave it done well. You know what I mean? Like at least let's wrap up the series well. The movie's done well. Like that's all we ask for as far as Marvel fans on our end. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm always going to be a Marvel fan till I die. So, you know, I love Marvel to death, man. It's such a great, it brings the child out of me because the real world sucks. So, you know, I think that brings us, I think we wrapped up everything on this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed all the content on this episode. You guys did a phenomenal job on the last episode. We just wanted to take some time to give some recognition to that. Absolutely. That was like amazing. We didn't expect that to blow out the park like that, but definitely thank you guys. We really appreciate it. We will continue to keep pushing out more content for you guys to enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment on our videos. And yeah, I think we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah. Peace.
Take care.